What if I told you the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are just one injury away from disaster? A legendary defender, once unstoppable, now has the weight of an entire defense on his shoulders, and the clock is ticking. Training camp is near, but doubt is creeping in. Can he hold the line one more time? Or is the heart of this defense about to break? Add a rising rookie fighting for his family's name, and a rival turned possible ally that could shock the entire NFL. Bucks Nation, this offseason is turning into a full-blown storm, and it's only just begun. Bucks Nation, get ready, because what's happening right now in Tampa Bay is no small story. It's a thunderstorm of emotion, and every fan can feel it. The 2025 training camp is just around the corner, and there's something in the air, that nervous excitement, that buzz, that quiet fear. You can feel it in your chest, like a drumbeat before battle. And for the Buccaneers, this training camp could shape the future. We're standing at a turning point. You can hear it in the whispers around the league, whispers that are quickly turning into roars. The spotlight is on our defense. The questions are loud, and they're only getting louder. Can our core survive one more war? Or is this the moment everything starts to fall apart? At the center of it all is one man, Vita V. A giant, a warrior, the anchor of this defensive line for 7 straight seasons. He's been the wall that offenses crash into and break. But now, at 30 years old, the NFL world is watching him closely, waiting to see if the great V can still hold the line. Bleacher Report is asking the unthinkable. Is Vita V still elite? And that question hits like a gut punch, because for years, V has been the soul of our defense. The tone setter, the immovable object in the middle. But time waits for no one. At 6'4", 347 pounds, he's a rare type of athlete, but he's also human. And if he slips, even just a little, the entire defense could collapse. Think about that. If V slows down or worse, suffers another injury, who steps in? Can new additions like Logan Hall or Greg Gaines fill that gap? Can second-year breakout Kalijah Cansey handle that kind of pressure without him? Because if not, we're in real trouble. And the secondary? It can't carry the weight alone. We need Anwan Winfield Jr. to stay healthy. We need rookies like Benjamin Morrison and Jacob Parrish to grow up fast. Because if the run defense collapses, the entire structure behind it comes crashing down. This defense, without V, has a terrifyingly low floor. The Bucks can't afford to gamble anymore, not with so much at stake. And that's not all. There's a rookie fighting for his NFL life, carrying the pressure of a legendary name. There's buzz about a shocking move from inside the NFC South, a possible addition that would flip this roster on its head. Everything is in motion. The tension is real. Starting July 21st, the rookies report. The very next day, the veterans arrive. And all eyes, they're going to be on Vita V. Every snap, every drill, every time he gets off the ground. Can he still be the monster in the middle? Can he still prove everyone wrong? Again? Bucks Nation, it's your turn to speak out. How much trust do you still have in Vita V? From 1 to 10, rate your confidence in our defensive line right now. Do you believe V has one more elite season left in him? Or are we standing on thin ice? Drop your boldest takes in the comments. Because this season might come down to one man and one decision. What if the Bucks just found their next great underdog hero and then quietly let him go? While all eyes are locked on big names and bold trades, one story is quietly unfolding, and it's as emotional as it gets. An undrafted rookie, a famous name, and a dream that's hanging by a thread. And just when you think you've caught your breath, a rumor hits that could send shockwaves across the entire NFC South. Bucks Nation, buckle up. The next few weeks could change everything. Let's keep it rolling, Bucks fans, because this story just took another wild turn. While everyone's watching our defense and wondering if Vita V can still anchor the trenches, there's another storyline heating up. And it's all about the heart, the grind, the kind of NFL story that makes you cheer a little louder. His name is Shiloh Sanders, and if you followed this offseason, you already know the buzz. He's been turning heads since the day he showed up. Smooth in coverage, humble in interviews, focused in every rep. He's not writing his family name, he's building his own legacy. But now, the reality is setting in, and it's rough. According to insider Scott Reynolds, the path for Shiloh to make the final 53-man roster is nearly impossible. 4 safeties are already ahead of him. 4. That means the Bucks would have to carry 5 safeties. just to give him a shot. And in today's NFL, that's rare. Even more brutal, another undrafted safety, J.J. Roberts, is reportedly ahead in the race. He even had a pre-draft visit and was graded as a draftable player. Shiloh didn't get that. He's climbing a mountain with no ropes. But don't count him out. Bucks Nation, we've seen this before. We've seen guys rise from the shadows and become key players. And Shiloh? He's done everything right. He fits the culture. He's earned respect. He's worked in silence and let his play speak. So is there hope? Yes, special teams could be the door. That's often how underdogs break through. And even if Shiloh gets cut from the final roster, don't assume it's the end. He's exactly the kind of player you stash on the practice squad, valuable, coachable, and hungry. Unless another team swoops in, which they might. The dream is still alive, but the clock is ticking. And come training camp, Shiloh's fight will be one of the most emotional stories to follow. But just as we're watching this underdog battle unfold, something huge drops on the offensive side, something so big it could flip the entire script. Blockbuster trade rumor. Forget the doubts. Forget the stress about roster cuts. Because what if the Buccaneers pull off the most shocking move of the offseason? We're talking about Kyle Pitts. That's right, the Atlanta Falcons freak athlete tight end. The one who torched our defense last season for 11 catches, 179 yards, and 2 touchdowns by himself. Now imagine him wearing red and pewter. It sounds crazy, but it's not. Reports say the Falcons aren't aggressively shopping him, but they're listening. That's all Jason Licht needs. Pitts hasn't exploded in Atlanta's run-heavy offense. He's been underused, under-targeted. But make no mistake, his talent is undeniable. He's a matchup nightmare. Too fast for linebackers, too big for safeties. And if he joins forces with Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, and Rachaad White, good luck trying to stop that. This is the kind of move that doesn't just make headlines. It makes championships. If there's even a crack in the door, Jason Licht needs to bust through it. All right, Bucks Nation, time to sound off. Should the Buccaneers take a shot at Kyle Pitts? Do you believe Shiloh Sanders deserves a spot on this roster? And what's your confidence level in this team heading into training camp, 1 to 10? Drop your answers in the comments. Because this offseason, it's not done surprising us yet. Let's take this dream a step further, Bucks Nation. Just imagine it, Kyle Pitts and Cade Otton on the field, together. This isn't about replacing Cade, not at all. In fact, Otton had a breakout year in 2023, putting up numbers almost identical to Pitts himself. He's smart, tough, and already earned his spot as TE1. But now imagine what happens when you add another elite tight end next to him, a freak athlete like Pitts. This is about building something terrifying, a 12 personnel package that would give defensive coordinators sleepless nights. You remember what it looked like when Tom Brady had Rob Gronkowski and O.J. Howard on the field at the same time, right? That combo tore defenses apart. And when Cameron Brate stepped in, it didn't stop. That two tight end look was a nightmare to stop, and this would be an upgraded version of that. Now imagine it with Kyle Pitts and Cade Otton on the field together, Mike Evans pulling double coverage deep, Rachaad White slipping out of the backfield, and Baker Mayfield more confident than ever with every weapon he could ask for. That's not just a solid offense. That's a fire-breathing monster. And sure, it sounds crazy. The Falcons sending one of their most dynamic weapons to a division rival? That seems impossible, but this is the NFL, and the offseason is where wild dreams sometimes become reality. Jason Licht is known for protecting his draft picks. He's careful, smart, calculated. But sometimes, you have to go bold. And this move would do two things at once. It makes our offense elite. It makes their offense weaker. That's the kind of chess move that could change the entire shape of the NFC South. Let's be honest, as much as we respect the young guys like Payne Durham, Devin Culp, and Kokeeft, they're not game changers. Adding Pitts would give Tampa Bay the most dangerous tight end room in the league, and maybe even the most complete offense in the NFL. Just thinking about it gives you goosebumps. Wrapping it all together. So here we are, Bucks Nation, on the edge of something massive. From Vita V, our defensive anchor, under the microscope, to Shiloh Sanders, the undrafted underdog trying to make his NFL dream come true, to the explosive possibility of landing a generational talent like Kyle Pitts. This offseason has everything, drama, uncertainty, hope, and excitement. We're heading into a season where every decision could define the future. Now we want to hear from you. Will Vita V silence the critics and prove he's still elite? Can Shiloh Sanders fight through the odds and make the team? And what about Kyle Pitts? Is it just a fantasy? Or the bold move this front office has to make? Drop your takes in the comments below. Nothing's too bold. Smash that like button if you're counting down the days to training camp. And stay locked in, because this season, it could be the most dramatic Buccaneers season we've ever seen. Are you ready, Bucs Nation? Because this journey is just getting started.